Hello everybody, this is Jeanette Virta. This is my journal for Tracie Fox, the guest design team. So thank you very much, Tracie, for this opportunity. It was so much fun and I was so very happy when I saw my name, so thank you so much for this. I chose the Oh La Chic set, which I think is just gorgeous. I love the colors and everything. And then let me see. I made a list because every time I totally forget everything. So yeah, with the Tracie Fox, I used the Oh La Chic and her tri-tag, the cream fancy envelopes, the FauxPhemera, vintage romance, and the Tiny Embellishments. I think that's all of them. And then I used quite a lot of different digital sets, and then also stuff from like FauxPhemera and some things that I had on my own. Some stuff from Antique Paperie, Artfully Musing, Christie Art Design, Mrs. Coggs, and TLC Creates Vintage. And I'll list these all down below. Okay, so starting from the outside, I took one of the images and blew it up so that I had one side for the front, and then the middle, and then the back. So that's all one image. I think that came out nicely. Some sari ribbon for the closure and a book plate. I had I love Paris and France, and New Orleans is actually my absolute favorite place in the whole wide world, so I have lots of French stamps and other ephemera. So I'll open it up and we will take a peek. Just some sari ribbon with a hitch closure. And this is actually the book, is an old book that I used, and I just took out the spine and redid the spine with some book tape. So looking inside, so in the kit there is some Mucha images, and I happen to adore Mucha, and so I have a lot of Mucha postcards, and I used, this is a Mucha postcard, and I just cut out some of the pieces and put on this envelope. This was actually a really long envelope, and I folded it up to make a little tuck. And these may not, this is Victorian houses and old houses, I believe is the name of these. Old Town. And to me, they screamed New Orleans. So I felt I really liked that as part of this book. And then a little postcard. And again, these are all linked down below. Going over here, we have a little, just a die cut to create a tuck. Some pieces from the kit, a little fabric, and this tucks in there and opens for some journaling and some places for some images. Okay. This is from the Vintage Romance kit, and what I did was printed them on vellum. I love to use vellum because I think sometimes it really enhances the image and the colors, and I also like to see the background kind of come through the image, so it kind of softens it as well. So that's from Vintage Romance. I want to say this is from FauxPhemera. Just some old gray paper. And this is just some staff paper that I got. I don't even remember where I got that. It was a digi, so I just printed it. Some other digis and a little card. This was from a stamp set, and I just colored it in. And in the center of each signature on the strings, I put some beads matching colors to the book. And just put those on the ends so they hang down below. I think it looks pretty cute. I found an old book at a flea market here in Munich, and it's a bunch of, it goes through different major cities throughout Europe and just has some old photos or drawings from the time. So this one is the Paris Italian Theater, and that flips up. And just put a little lace on top for the flip, and on the back. More music paper. These images are from Artfully Musing, and I believe that's her Days Gone By set. And again, another Tracie FauxPhemera. And she showed this in one of her videos of taking the tag and tucking it in, and then it flips up. And I love it, and I think I use it in just about every book I've made since I saw that video. So the book page here is from Cyrano de Bergerac. I found that again at a flea market here in Munich. And it was from like 1930. So I used that throughout the book. Again, same Artfully Musing, and again that flips up. And I'm really sorry about the light. I have no artificial lights, and the light I was trying to use was making everything flicker, and we could do nothing about it. So unfortunately I have to deal with this lighting. So my husband and I, well, my husband does a lot of business in Paris, and so we went to Paris and had an apartment around the corner from the Eiffel Tower, and right across the grass, the guy was selling postcards. So I bought a whole bunch of postcards, and this is one of the postcards that I bought there. Beautiful images from this kit. I love this kit. And then here we have Victoria Designs. I think I didn't mention that, so I have to add that to my list. This is her matchbook, and then I just put some white paper in there. And this is a French vocabulary card from TLC Creates, vintage, and just a envelope that I got off of Amazon. This is gorgeous paper, and it's also gorgeous. So, and I love that it kind of twinkles. Hopefully that sees. I have a big sheet of vellum images that I got at a craft fair in Munich. And it just so happens to have a whole bunch of French images. So I used quite a few within this book. And some of the Tiny Ephemera, ticket from the thing. And on the ticket, or the tag, again, one of the vintage romance images printed onto vellum. Little doily. More music paper. I did a lot of stenciling as well. I think you probably can't see it on this page. But I did quite a bit of stenciling. And this is a tuck spot, but I don't have anything in there at the moment. Just a little tuck. And again, this is one of those vellum images from the set. And here, this is again a Victoria Designs envelope. If I can get that back in there. It's just some ephemera that I had in my stash. Little cameo stamp. Most of the stamps, I didn't have any good gray ink, so this is really just memento stamped off and then on to get a really pretty gray. This is actually the image from the front, but printed in its normal size, and then I just made it into a pocket with one of the tags from the kit. This is from an atlas from about 1935, I believe, and I just printed out or picked out the piece that was France. And this is from another atlas of Paris. Right in there. And then we have just a little fold out. And this is paper that I had in my stash. I've had it for like 10 years and I've just never used it. It's the paper that's white and embossed, and then you add ink to it, and then you get the colors. And it happened to have a lot of French images and writing, so when I was going through my stuff, I was like, oh, let me give that a try, and I think it came out really pretty. And then this is a Gale faux front envelope. Opens up, and here's where I went crazy with Tracie's Tiny Ephemera tiny tags. I just loved it. I probably made about 1,000 little tiny tags and couldn't stuff all of them in here. So they get used in other things. But I love the little tiny tags, and I made a whole bunch of them. So it's the faux front envelope. Here, you can really see the stenciling on this page. This is the Vintage Romance, but printed on normal paper, and one of her tags. And here, one of the journaling cards from the kit, and this is her Cream Fancy envelope. And I printed them in just various sizes and used throughout the book. Just some different images, and again, this is one of the vellum images. Some more stamping, music paper. There's some stenciling, but you can't see that. And this is a old envelope that I have. Let's see, this one's only 1988, and then just collaged. I just really liked the image, and then this one is actually Republique Française. So it's French envelope, little doily. And again, I had so many of these little tags. I went through and got it decorated throughout, so I just loved making those. More of the gorgeous paper. I love this kit. I mean, these colors are just beautiful. My little stamps, and see, they're kind of everywhere. And I took one of the tags from the kit and actually stamped this. It's basically Europe onto the tag. And then this is from the Graphics Fairy, one of the little French bookmarks. Some more stenciling. And then, like I said, I used her tri-tag kit, but I didn't use the tri-tag itself, as a tag within the book. I used all of the pieces. For instance, this is the belly band with the little envelopes. I'm not going to take those out there. I don't think I did. I might have. Well, actually, I think I might have done. I don't like to glue them. No, I didn't. I just left them blank so that whoever uses this can put anything in there they wanted. And a little lacy ribbon. And again, this is that paper where you add the ink. I think that came out really pretty. And let's see, we got a glassine bag. And here is one of the envelopes from the kit. And I don't remember where this one is from. I collect so many digital images that I kind of forget where things are from. Stenciling of this is actually from 1838, I think. Probably see it later and see the actual date. But it's Romeo and Juliet. And all the words, everything, it's all in French. Beautiful, beautiful paper, and actually still holds up really well despite being over 100 years old. So this is the middle of the signature. I just used the little pockets from the tri-tag kit and put in some envelope or tags. This is just taking some of the paper from the kit and using the tag from the tri-tag kit, and some of the tiny ephemera and the little houses. More stenciling, and of course the light just keeps going back and up and down. This is just the other side of the glassine bag, and I just like to put a little image on there and have a little eyelet, but I don't hang anything from it. So if you want to, you can hang. Otherwise, I like not put too much so that when you're writing, it's not bumpy. Another one of the pages from Vintage Romance. I just made a little pocket out of it and put into tags. This is actually one of the tags from the kit, and I printed it on vellum and then put it on pink paper. I think it came out pretty cute. And this is these are some stamps that I have. I don't remember what the company is, but I love, and I'm currently making my way through Mrs. Cogg's tutorial, the Healing Desk Reference. And in there she has spreads where she has these lovely little corners. And so I mimicked that with some beautiful little corner stamps that I had. Little lacy ribbons throughout. More stenciling. And this is the other side of another glassine bag later on. And again, this is from the kit, and I'm crazy about printing things on vellum, so I printed that on vellum, shrunk it quite a bit, and put it on the bag. And here's another Muka postcard. This one I just left as is. And made a little pocket out of one of the pages from the kit. I would just love these colors. And then here is the front page from the Romeo and Juliet. And I believe it's on another page that says the date, so it's on the back. But anyway, yeah, it's like 18 something and I forget. But Romeo and Juliet. And here we have, let's see, a little corner pocket from the kit. I made a glassine bag. This is just vellum that I made into a bag. Kind of looks like a glassine bag. So there's the pocket there, pocket in the glassine bag where I put, this is a piece from the Cyrano de Bergerac book and another of the Vintage Romance printed on vellum. And then behind the bag is another with a piece of ephemera from Graphics Fairy. And again, one of the images from the kit printed onto vellum. Another page from the book about Europe, and this one is the Louvre. And again, that flips up. And this is some embroidered, I think it was a doily, and I fussy cut pieces out of the doily. And then I have to put the same piece on the other side. And this is another one of the vellum images from the vellum page that I've got. I thought Louvre, a lot of Da Vinci's, even though it's Italian, they're in the Louvre. So one of the French flashcards, a little image, and then one of the house journaling cards. Oh, and also one of the bobbin or thread holders from Graphics Fairy. See, another bag. There's a bingo card made into a tuck again. And inside here, some ephemera and another one of Victoria Designs envelopes. The other side is just some ephemera. And then this again is from the Tri Tag, and what I did was, there's the pocket for the Tri Tag, and then the little booklet that goes in, and I had some white, pink, and blue paper, the colors of the book. And so, nice little die cut, and that slides in there, and then I left it on the back, and so just slide in another tag. And this is another tag from the kit. And some ephemera that I had that matches the corset. I thought it looked pretty cute. And of course, one of the tiny tags, because I went tiny crazy. Oh boy, the lighting's really bad. I'm so sorry about that. Maybe if the light gets better, I can do this again. And again, I loved how Miss Cog does that, so I made that a few times. This is from a map that my husband has. This is not actually from, I scanned it and because it's a hand-drawn atlas. And I mean hand-drawn, so all the coloring is by hand, the words, everything was hand-drawn. So I scanned one of the images to put in here because the colors were very much the colors of the book, and I love maps. So one of the pages again that I turned into a pocket. This is from a book from 1878, and it had some really beautiful images. It kind of just reminded me of like Les Miserables. And a little lady and her guy. Here's another Muka postcard. FauxPhemera. And again, one of the pages, I like to print them twice and make into a pocket. Stenciling. These are Tim Holtz stencils. This page it's not a tuck or anything, I loved the image. This is, again, a part from a Muka postcard, and I cut out the image from the postcard. And it has a nice place for a date, so you can capture some memories there. Yet another Muka postcard that I took out, and I made a teeny weeny little envelope from the Cream Fancy envelopes. And here, just some ephemera pieces. This is from the Artfully Musing Days Gone By, and this is from FauxPhemera. And this is another map, or no, this is an image from the book. This one was in color, so I just made it a flip out. And about the time I was actually putting this in was the day that Notre Dame was on fire. So, it was bad. Some nice fleur-de-lis paper, and another image from the vellum piece. I actually inlaid, so this was cut out of the tag, and then I inlaid a piece from one of the kit's pages. And make a little pocket there. Go a little faster. Music paper. Another vellum piece, and this is bookmark from FauxPhemera. And another envelope from the tri-tag. This is a tag that I made out of the Cyrano de Bergerac page, and an image from the kit, Oh La Chic. Lots of places to write as stenciling. I happen to adore doors. I'm actually making a book right now that is basically just doors. Doors and animals, because I also love those. And I love to make doors that open. So I have an image inside that's Napoleon at the Louvre, I believe. And so the doors open, and then you see the image. And then on the sides, I couldn't resist putting some tiny tags. And that's held closed with a magnet. And a couple of ephemera pieces made into a little pocket for some more ephemera pieces. Just lots of it, places to write. Another one of the matchbook tucked in. Yet another Muka postcard. Like I said, I have several hundred, so my aunt was very in love with Muka and actually used his art to make cross-stitch images and sold them to companies. And so she had quite a bit of Muka, which was given to me when she passed. A little tag. It's just a really old bag. And then, again, the Eiffel Tower image, which I think is just so beautiful, printed on vellum onto the bag. And here's another piece from the book from 1878. I thought that was very pretty. And this is another flip out and another map from the hand-drawn of Europe, Europa. Romeo and Juliet paper, or music. And then this is from the Women of Antiquity. I had to include because I just love those images, and the pink went so nicely. And another little tag made from one of the images from the Oh La Chic kit. And then on the back, I just took one of the images from the kit and dimensioned just to pop that up a bit, and plenty of places to add things. And that's the end. So again, I loved doing this. This was a blast, and might have gone a little overboard when my husband saw it. He said, "Wow, it's big." I just couldn't help it. There were so many wonderful things that I wanted to do in here, so it got a little chunky, but I love it. So I hope you enjoyed this. And again, Tracie, thank you so much for doing this. I had a blast, and I'm so excited to share this with everybody. Comments, subscribe, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.